Well, Donald Trump has said the tariffs are planned on EU products pretty soon, while the European Union has condemned US President Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs on Canada, Mexico and China, warning that it will take firm action if targeted. In a statement, an EU spokesperson slammed Trump's tariffs as unnecessary and hurtful to all parties involved. The EU had hoped to avoid a trade conflict through negotiation, but Trump's vow to target the EU in future has changed the calculus. Well, also the EU said that it remains committed to low tariffs and a rules-based trading system and is keen to strengthen its trade and investment relationship with the US. However, the bloc is prepared to take retaliatory measures if its interests are harmed. The EU's response is likely to escalate the trade tensions between the US and its major trading partners. And for more on the tariffs, we have Amit Mukherjee joining us. Well, Amit, good morning. With President Trump planning new tariffs on EU products and the escalating trade tensions between the US and the EU, can we see a full-blown trade war which will be imminent?
Well, of course, Lipakshi, while these tariffs, which has been slapped by US on Mexican and Canadian goods, will have an impact in the US market. Similarly, US is also dependent on a lot of imports to Canada. For instance, there are 1,200 goods that will be immediately impacted because going forward, Canada has also slapped countermeasures, counter tariffs on American products. So states like Florida, which exports fruit juices, basically perishable products like fruit juices, vegetables, fruits, to the Canadian market will get immediately impacted. In fact, because of the Canadian counter tariff measure that has been kind of slapped on US products, goods worth $30 billion would get immediately impacted because on these products, which are worth $30 billion immediately, which are going to be traded this week, Canada has slapped, tariffs on them. Also, going forward, goods worth $120 billion would get affected. These are primarily goods which move into Canada from the US market. And, this has basically been done in a way, Trudeau has done it in a way to give time of about 21 days to look at more ways to deal with these kind of sanctions that US has slapped on the Canadian products. Now, again, this is having a far-fetched, implication on other markets as well, which you rightly pointed out, that even EU will not be spared from the American tariff, order. And, President Donald Trump has been saying it categorically that as far as trade is concerned, US has always been with the EU countries, but they have failed to kind of play up to the requirements of the American people. So in the interest of American people going forward, we're going to see more sanctions on EU as well as UK, which is now being topped out. I mean, of course, options are open as far as, tariff sanctions on UK products are concerned. Lipakshi?
Right. I mean, also President Trump has acknowledged the economic hardship his tariffs may cause, and retaliation from Mexico, Canada and China is also on the cards. What can be expected there?
That's right, Lipakshi. Like I said, not only, the pinch will be felt in countries on which this tariff has been slapped, but also the American products, which find way into these markets like Mexico as well as Canada, for that matter. A lot of products get into the EU markets also. I mean, those will also get affected. So, of course, American products will also see the impact of this kind of sanctions. Of course, the markets have also, the US markets have also reacted in a very, very negative way. If you look at, how things are panning out in the security markets, for example, the futures stocks, whether it's the Standard and S&P, Dow or Nasdaq, they are down. They were trading down on Sunday, and going further when the markets opened today around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is like approximately 4:30 by Indian time. Markets are expected to open in the red because there has been a considerable amount of selling that has happened in these future markets over the weekend. Lipakshi?